2 weeks later. I haven't touched the car in 2 weeks because it started snowing and got cold, and I didn't want to come outside. But now this week I want to get the car started because I want to just get it out of the garage because I want to put my BRZ in here. This week also I want to make a whole list of everything I need to do, so that way at least I know what I'm doing and I can like order my list and see what I want to do first. For now I'm gonna put back all the fender, bumper and everything just so once I get started I can maybe take it for a drive or something because it hasn't moved in a while. Okay, I got everything else back on, the fenders and the back bumper. I'm gonna try to do the coolant now before I put the front bumper on so I don't have to jack the car up to reach the bottom valve thing. Alright. All I could find were these things to collect the coolant. Hopefully that's enough. I honestly don't think there's much coolant in there because it seems like it's empty because it was smoking the last time I started the car. I bought the oil too, but I'm gonna skip that for now just because I don't have any more containers and I doubt any of these would actually even be able to hold all the oil in here. So we're just gonna do the coolant for now and hopefully the oil's gonna survive like one more start. Okay, coolant's done. I got the cable set up to jump the Civic. The battery does look pretty nasty, but I think it should work. Alright, here we go. Oh, key's not turning. What's up with that? Oh, wrong key. That was the trunk key. Easy. Okay, so it's been running for like 5-10 minutes. Actually more like 10-15 minutes. And I don't know if you can see, but it's smoking over here. I'm not sure where that's coming from. I don't know if it's just burning oil or is it actually like heating up. The fan's not coming on. Not supposed to come on, so it's like really quick or not, but it looks like the smoke's coming out of the radiator. So I do not know what that means. But I'm going to take the car around for a drive and hopefully just like the moving air will help cool it down for now. Alright, I'm at a stop sign. It's driving okay so far. Alignment's still off. This is straight. Shift is really bad. I'm having so much trouble getting the first gear, but everything's working so far. I'm gonna make this drive really short. I'm gonna go back, make sure nothing's completely heating up in there. I'm back from the drive. I mean, everything's working, like it's moving. I still don't know if the fan ever turned on. There's still smoke coming out. I gotta figure out if it's overheating or if it's just oil just burning off because this engine bay is pretty oily, so it could just be that the oil's burning off now. But I'm done for today. Here we go. Got my list of all the stuff that's got to be done, or at least I'll try to do. A lot longer than I thought. As soon as I wrote it down, it was just not stopping. But we can go through it and tell you exactly what needs to be done. Starting at the top, that's the passenger door lock. For some reason, the key doesn't unlock the door. I have to like unlock it from the inside. The door hinge, the door just doesn't line up properly, so I'm just thinking maybe if I have to like rebend the hinge or just get a new one or something, might fix that. Hood rust just over here. This is probably like the worst rust on the car. Gotta deal with that. Body rust, that's just in general, like all around, just small spots. Intake, so right now this is all that's there of the intake. Like the rest of it that's supposed to go along here is not there. But I actually just picked one up, so we can do that first. Clean the inside. I just want to clean the inside of the car. Clean the engine bay. Temp gauge. The gauge on the cluster doesn't work. Not sure if that's a sensor or just the gauge itself. I figure that out. The oil, this oil needs to be changed. Coolant, I actually did that already, so I can take that off. But I changed the coolant, and also at the same time I did find out there's a leak because I also have the radiator smoke. Apparently that is just coolant leaking out, so that explains why there was like no coolant in the car when I first checked. Next thing, the battery's done. The car can't start itself. I had to jump it twice, and I even let it run for like 40 minutes. It's not charging anymore. It's done. Alignment, the steering wheel is just completely off. It's like tilted to the right. Horn doesn't work. I don't know if I care to fix that, but I'll try. Hatch interior, there's just like the panel that's on the door that's missing. Exhaust leak, yeah, there's an exhaust leak somewhere because it's really loud when I drive it. Radiator fan, the fan does not turn on. I don't think so. I haven't noticed it turn on, so something's up there. The shifter bushing. The shifter itself is really, like, it's hard to get into gear. It's just really sloppy, so I don't know what needs to be replaced there, but something does. Engine light, there's an engine light. I haven't checked what it's for, so I still have to do that. The hood lock, the lock over here. Well, actually, the line that runs into the car where you unlock the actual latch, it doesn't spring back by itself, so I have to just, I don't know, deal with that. Headlights, I was just thinking of cleaning it up and just like get the yellow off it. And then finally the brakes, that's probably just because it sat for so long through winter. It was just really bad when I was driving it. You can't see it, but it was just really rusty. And I mean, after driving it for a bit, it got better. So all I really have to do is just keep driving it and using the brake. So as of now, that's the list. Hopefully it does not get any bigger. I mean, these are all the stuff I want to do or I see that the car needs, but I don't know if I'm actually going to do all of them. Like some stuff I don't really care about, like the hood latch. I mean, if it's an easy fix, I'll do it. Otherwise, it's not a big deal to me. And the first thing we can do, I picked up an intake. So I mean the rest of the, I think this thing's like the sound box or the intake resonator or something is missing. Which is not a big deal, but I mean, it looks nicer to have the actual thing. So I got this off someone's part out, and this is the rest of it. So hopefully I got all the bolts and everything to put it in, and this should be pretty straightforward. Alright, it's in. I just put the one bolt, because I forgot to actually take the other, there's one bolt there that should be there. I forgot to take that off the other car that I got this from. And then it has like another weird little I don't know, bushing thing that this locks into. It doesn't have a bolt, but I skipped over that because that's a pain in the ass to get on and off, and I probably have to take it off to work on the radiator later anyway. So for now, I mean, I don't think it's going anywhere, but it's on, at least that's on. So we can check that off the list. Where's that? Here we go. And then I did do the coolant, so you can take that off too. I've never replaced a radiator before, so hopefully this goes fine. I watched a video on replacing it, so I think this should go pretty smoothly if I remember all the steps. So this is it. This is off another car, so it's not like a new one or an aftermarket one. So that one's just as old as this one, so it could be just as bad. I don't know, because it was off the guy's car and it was just in his garage for a long time. I'm gonna go replace it. I watched a video on how to do it because I've never done this before. I'm gonna put it on, and I really hope I don't have to go find another one. Okay, 30 seconds into doing it, I'm already stuck. This thing is stuck, so I'm trying to take this off because it's in the way, but I think it just rusted on, even though it's plastic. I don't know what happened, but it is tight on there. I've been pulling it for a while and I can't. I tried spraying some WD-40 in there. I guess I'm just gonna keep pulling on it until it breaks loose. That took way longer than I needed to. I wiggled it for like a good 10 minutes and then I pulled it off. I was literally two hands on this thing. I was lifting the whole car basically, and then it popped off. Almost punched myself in the face, but it's off. I'm surprised plastic gets stuck to it that easily. But I mean, that was supposed to be the easy part. Now was the hard part. Next, I think I'm just gonna unclamp whatever I see. Hopefully there's not too many stuff rusted on this thing, because this is gonna be a pain otherwise. Old one is out. We'll put back the new one. I have to transfer the hoses, and I'll see if any other parts are like worse on either one of them. I can like swap them around. But it was easy to get it out. The hardest part for me was the tank over here, and then the rest of it was pretty simple. It was just the two hoses that you had to unclamp from over here and back there, and then there's the one clamp up here, which is this piece right here. And then it pretty much comes off. Before I put the other one back in, I'm just gonna try to clean up whatever I can, get some of the rust off this thing, and then some the mounts down there. Since everything's off, it'll be easy to do. I don't know if I mentioned this, but the fan doesn't turn on in the car, so I'm not sure if it's the actual fan's problem or if it's like the sensor or something, because the thermostat gauge also doesn't work. So I don't know what's not working. But if one of the problems is the fan, I got the fan with the radiator too, so hopefully this will fix it, because that will just make my life easier. I don't have to figure out any other problems. This is technically new. I think this is off for 2000. This car is a 99. So if the fan was actually the problem, this hopefully fixes it. That's one less thing for me to do. I got it all fixed up. I'm just kind of bleeding it now, just to get the air out, and I'll keep filling it until it's full. And then we'll see if everything's good. Okay, I let the car run for a bit. I saw a little smoke coming out, but that's honestly probably because I spilled the coolant all over the place. So I'll still let everything dry off first, and then we can look at that again. But the fan is still not turning on, because the old one, that wouldn't turn on either. So it's probably not the fan's fault, which means I gotta look at the temperature sensor over there, the coolant temperature sensor. What I'm gonna try, I looked it up. If I just short the plug over there it should forcefully turn the fan on, and if it does turn on, that means it's the sensor that's busted. I'm thinking that is the problem because that seems to be a lot of the YouTube videos online, is just swapping out the sensor. I mean, I could have two bad fans too, so we'll see what it is. So I'm gonna attempt to short that. I don't know how well that's gonna go. That kind of scares me to short stuff, but I'll give it a try. Okay, so if you can see, that's the plug that plugs into the sensor over there, and right now I have a paper clip that's connecting both ends of it. I already checked it and the fan does work, but if you want to see it, there you go. So, which means the sensor or something in that end is bad, everything else is good. That means that fan was probably good too. So we'll have to figure out what to do next. I'm going to try just cleaning it and see if that helps. Otherwise it's going to need a new sensor, or I might just wire it so that the fan just always turns on. It's probably helpful anyway. Here's what I did. So I just took a little wire and I put those little ends on it, so hopefully it's a little bit tighter in there. And this should be my permanent fix. I'm going to tape it up too a bit, and hopefully it stays in there. Alright, there it is. I just taped it up, zip tied it so it's not hitting anything. So the radiator for now is done with. I actually want to go drive it with the fan on and see how it is. The temperature gauge inside is obviously still not working, which means I can't really tell if it's overheating still. So I still have to figure out how to find out what the problem with that is. Next thing I want to do though is change the oil so I can stop driving on that oil that's in there. But it's kind of hot right now,